What is up, YouTube? It's Essential Sin here, and you're joining me for my first video for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. I've been playing this game for a while, and I'm really enjoying it. I used to play it back when I was in high school with the real cards, and I enjoyed it then. Duel Links is really fun, and today I'm just going to be farming Yami Yugi. I've been trying to farm him for a while because I really want to get his Cerberus fusion monster that's made with Baphomet and Gazelle, the king of mythical beasts. And it's just I can beat him. It's not like I can't beat him, but it's been really hard in order to get a very high score, even if I pull out a whole bunch of different tricks like using trap cards or summoning rituals or fusion monsters. It doesn't seem to be enough. So I'm looking online and I got inspired by making a Cerberus deck. Also, the boxes just got re-released, Ultimate Rising, and can't remember the name of the water one. That's how important it is. I don't really care about that one just because I really only want like cost down for my Kaiba deck so that I can summon Blue-Eyes White Dragon a little bit faster. So here's the deck that I put together. I've seen some people use one Cerberus, but I'm actually going to be using two Cerberus. I like to use the second one so that I can use Riryoku on that and add its damage to the first one. So obviously, this is not a Gravekeeper's deck. I do have a Gravekeeper's Vassal deck, but this one I found actually was quite useful against Yugi. So two Cerberus, then I've got the Riryoku. I've just got a brand new Shard of Greed, which I like, and Supremacy Berry, which I can use sort of either end. If I've got to heal myself, I can use that if my life points are lower. But if I want to drop my life points, I can also use it to drop my life points so that I can get that life points on the brink bonus. I've got two Twisters, which I'm like, it's amazing I got two of them from opening packs today. And then, of course, shooting bow Ceal, which allows you to attack directly. However, it does drop your attack by 1,000 points. Then I've got the new Lucky Axe, which I really like. I think it's a great card. And also Spell Absorption, which I think is very useful. You know what's interesting is I've got a bunch of equips and a bunch of continuous spells, but because I've got the Twisters and I've got coming up 2D spells, I'm able to use them on myself in order to get rid of these cards to make room for trap cards or for placing and playing other cards. I've also got the Soul of the Pure, which increases my life points. It's just a really quick one to play. It's also shiny, so the more shiny cards you play, the higher you get points. I think you get 100 points per shiny card. I've included Yami here, the field card, just because I wanted to have a card that I could play quickly that wouldn't actually take up a slot in my magic and trap zone, because I only, of course, have 3 slots. And then I've got 2 Cups of Ace, which are chancy to play, but they both are shiny cards, and they can help speed up the game, and you'll see me use both of them. And then I've got the Mooyan Curry, which is useful for healing life points again, fast to play, and if I've taken some damage. Both of these are also shiny. Actually, sorry, I've got 3 of these. And then I have Spell Reclamation, which in theory I would use to recall Riryoku after I've used it, and then play it again, hopefully on a monster that Yami Yugi is using. But in the playthrough, you'll see that I actually don't use it. I was able to get my Cerberus up high enough, and I didn't need to use it. It also is good to mention that it's very important that you save one card in your hand. I did a playthrough before this, actually, and I also forgot to put it down, but it doesn't matter because I was able to get my 10,000 attack, and it doesn't need to be 10,000 anything. It just, as long as it's 10,000 and change, you're great. It doesn't even have to be changed. It could be 10,000 on the dot. Now let's take a look at the playthrough. It's just 8 minutes. It's kind of neat. I never timed my duels before, so I didn't really know how long it would be. I'm playing as Mai using Draw Sense low level. So this is great for me. I kind of wanted to go second. If you go first, you can always decline your turn. And in my hand, I did get Mythical Beast Cerberus, which is great, but the D-Spell is not going to work unless I have something else on the field. And of course, I've got Spell Reclamation, which I won't be using. So he plays this, attacks me. that's fine. I can't draw another card unless he does 1800 attack. So now I do have enough spell cards to boost up my Cerberus. Play the Mooyan Curry, and then I'll play, yeah, just recover my own life points. And I'll play the Shard of Greed. Now, Yami Yugi doesn't have any cards that can affect my back row, so I'm not worried about him dispelling any of my spells or traps as I lay them. Alright, so I've got 2400 attack. I know he has a monster that does 2200, so that's why I didn't boost any further. I could have played, well actually I couldn't have played the Twist, there's no face-up spells, unless I wanted to destroy my own Shard of Greed. So I'm playing the Lucky Iron Axe. I really like it. Obviously it would let me draw more cards if it gets dispelled and destroyed, but like I said before, he doesn't have any cards that would do that. So what my strategy is here is, now that I've boosted up my Cerberus fairly high, I'm going to try and collect cards in my hand so that I'm able to play them when I draw my next Cerberus. That way I can have two Cerberus on the field that are accumulating a lot of spell tokens and increasing their attack by 500 each turn. So I'm going to wait until I get 7 cards in my hand before I start playing them. But if I get 7 cards and I can't set anymore, then I'm going to have to play some. And especially in that situation where Shard of Greed was full and had its number of shard tokens on it, then I have to play some of these cards. So I included Spell Absorption, and that's just in order for me to it's just an extra thing. It's not a shiny card, but you know, if my health is down, I'm only going to be playing spell cards. I did see a build where someone was using the Enchanted Javelin, and I tried that. I tried running 2 of those, but honestly they were just clogging up my hand, and I really didn't have a chance to use them. I ended up just discarding them, so that's why I switched over to just using all magic except for the one Spell Reclamation. So where are we in the duel? He's summoned something. My hand's getting pretty full. This will make 7, but this is where Yami comes in handy, because I can set it on the field and it'll go into the field card zone, and that way I won't be taking up space from my spell and trap area. So I actually dispelled my Lucky Iron Axe just to make up some space and to play a card, and that's fine, because I mean I would have gotten a boosted 500 points, but that's okay because I'm still getting 500 for playing both of them. So I haven't played the Yami down yet. It's really interesting. Yami Yugi's playing, I want to call him a Tem because that's like his real name. So here's the Cup of Ace. I've had really lucky draws with the Cup of Ace lately, so even if he draws cards, he's just going to have to discard them, is kind of my attitude. And that'll make him deck out faster, which could be a problem. That's the only issue that I see, is if he decks out before I do, before I'm able to do my attack, if I'm missing a card. I'm really lucky he's got 1 card face up in defense mode, so I could use my Riryoku on it. But I didn't want to... okay, look at my hand of cards. So I've got seven cards, and Cerberus is 54. I haven't drawn my other Cerberus yet, and I actually was ignoring my ability to be able to draw a second Cerberus. So I'm just using a couple here, gaining some more life points. It's not like he could do anything to me. And it's really... what I was going to say before is just when I dispel some of his face downs, it's funny because he sets stuff like polymerization. I guess sometimes I actually wonder what is going through the head of the AI just when they do. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, obviously he set it so he could save it, and I do that a lot of the time too. I try and set my spell cards if I'm going to be using them, especially when I use Gravekeeper's Vassal. I'll set things like Secret Path to the Treasures because I know I'll be using it, and that'll clear space so I can play other magic cards. So in this case, I destroy my Spell Reclamation because it's not doing anything for me really. Besides, I've got 7,000 life points, and then I set the Yami. And now I have 3 spaces to play cards, and I got my hand size down to 5. I've got 3 cards left to draw. He's got 7. That's because I activated that Cup of Ace. And he discards, draw. I figure I'm going to end the duel right now, so I believe, yep, play the Cup of Ace. Nice. Get that. I feel like when that eye comes up, you know it's going to be you. If it's the opposite, if it's tails, then I kind of get the feeling that it's going to be, you know, it's going to fail and they'll draw cards. So there's some really quick spell cards right now. And it's interesting because I have this Twister and I need a way to do something with it. So I play Yami. I get the extra tokens, spell counters on my Cerberus for activating it. And I'm trying to figure out, I realized at this point that I forgot to play Spell Reclamation. But looking at my Cerberus, I've got 8,100 and 2,600, so I'm pretty good. When I play this card, obviously they'll both go up another 500 in points, but the main Cerberus, the center Cerberus, is going to go down 1,000. I'm trying to figure out what to do. So I play Dispel because I know that I can just play that and at least get rid of one of his cards. And I think this is his Poly. And I realized I could play the Twister as well, and that way I would actually be able to play two of them. And I realized I'm not actually quite sure what would happen at this point if I dispelled my own Dispel with Twister, but I just used it on Yami anyway. Because I've gotten 500 points and it's boosting me an extra 200 for the field spell. So that's fine. I destroyed his Mystical Moon. Whatever. Alright, so now I'm ready to attack. I've boosted them all up enough. Use my Riryoku. Have the attack of my Cerberus, add it to that one. And now you'll see that I've got 10,000 attack. Sometimes I used to play with Rising Energy, but honestly, at this point, just it's overkill. And I'm really excited to see the rewards that I got. I was pretty excited because I really hoping for that fusion card. I can tell you, I'm not disappointed with what I got. It's pretty good. But here we go. Let's take a look. And wow, 2 like shiny packs, 1 gold pack, another gold pack, and that's awesome. I actually have run out of keys. I don't have any more black keys to go and fight him at the gate. So luckily, the event is on right now where you get all these extra keys. I've got all these duelists here. I've got a full roster of duelists, and I'm going to go and probably attack them with my Weevil deck, just because it's a quick auto duel deck. And I can show that next time. But for now, basically, that was my farming of Yami Yugi, going for that fusion card. I'll definitely continue to record these. Hopefully one day I do get the fusion. All right, so that's it for today. Thanks for joining me. Hope you guys were entertained, and I'll see you next time.